Hello, everyone, and welcome to our November 20th, 2024 Thrivent strategy proposal. I'm Ryan Conger.
I'm Matt Lucas.
I'm Stephen Wilhelm.
No, I'm Zack.
First off, I'd like to talk a little bit about Thrivent. Thrivent is a Fortune 500 nonprofit entity who focuses on religious individuals within the Christian community. With a strong presence in the US, Thrivent focuses on helping members achieve financial clarity while supporting their communities through charitable programs and initiatives. Thrivent's strategy is focused on offering faith-based financial services targeted to Christian individuals and communities. What this allows them to do is gain a competitive advantage in the niche market of Christians seeking faith-based financial services. Moving on to a SWOT analysis, Thrivent's biggest strength is their localized community engagement. They engage with religious communities through their churches and other religious organizations to build brand trust in religious communities and increase their brand loyalty through word of mouth. They tailor their financial literacy programs to the community specifically to ensure that their needs are being met. And their agents ensure that they have a strong personal relationship with their member network while also promoting values such as generosity, faith, and service. Some of the weaknesses that we have identified is limited regional recognition outside of the religious circles that they operate in. This is to be expected as they are targeting a niche market. And they also have a relatively small market presence, which is also to be expected when targeting a niche market. They're very dependent on their church partnerships. So if they have not targeted churches in that area or other religious organizations, people in that area probably have not heard of Thrivent. And so it is very important for them to make sure that they're targeting the right organizations. Another weakness we identified is their digital capabilities. While their digital capabilities do get the job done, we believe that there is room to grow in order to more effectively target their markets. They also have a little bit of a limited diverse cultural outreach capability. What this means is, if they were to become more diverse as an organization, they may be able to reach some of the more diverse communities that are also religious. There are also some of the opportunities that we discussed is the growing Hispanic interest in values-based financial services. The Hispanic community is growing all the time and they are becoming more and more financially successful in the United States. With this in mind, they have an eye towards more financial services in order to secure that future. And they are going to be looking for an organization that reflects their Christian values. Another opportunity that we've identified is expanding church and faith-based organization partnerships. Like I said, they capitalize on their strengths by reaching out to churches and faith-based organizations. So by targeting more faith-based organizations, they can add to their customer base. There's also an increasing focus on financial literacy throughout the United States as people are realizing that it is more and more important to keep their family's financial future secure. Speaking of financial futures, there's an increased demand for retirement planning as people become less and less secure in the established methods of retiring. They want to make sure that they themselves have their financial future in retirement secured. Some of the threats we identified were from intense competition from regional banks and other financial firms. The financial industry is one of the most competitive there is. There will always be competition, and Thrivent is no different when facing competition. The finance industry is also subject to economic pressures as the economy goes up and down. Thrivent's business will be affected. They also, as regulations come out that affect nonprofits, as a nonprofit, Thrivent is no exception to those regulations. If the government comes out with a regulation that affects their business, it could potentially be a threat for Thrivent. And then finally, and possibly most importantly, the challenge of attracting younger generations towards financial literacy products is a threat that Thrivent and other financial firms are facing. The younger generation represents a large portion of the uncaptured market for financial services, as they haven't really started thinking about their financial future yet. And so the firm that is able to effectively capture the attention of that organization will secure a brighter future. Getting into the financials a little bit, Thrivent's ROA, ROE, market share, and debt ratio have all declined since 2021. We believe that this is due to Thrivent not investing its assets as heavily in growth, which has led to a declining market share. And a lot of what we're going to be talking about today is some suggestions for Thrivent to invest those assets to grow their market share and grow themselves as a company. A little bit of a summary about what we're about to talk about. First, Zach Seals is going to give us a proposal centered around increasing the Spanish-speaking capability of Thrivent. Then Matt Lucas is going to talk to us a little bit about partnership with addiction centers. And then finally, Stephen Wilhelm will address a potential partnership with Young Life as an organization. With that being said, I'm going to turn us over to Zach Seals.
Thanks, Ryan. An essential growth opportunity I observed while researching Thrivent and its fiduciary industry in Tennessee and Alabama was the lack of service to the southern region's rapid growing Hispanic and Latino communities. With recent data about with the census in the Hispanic populations have experienced a significant growth. We see around 30% in Texas, where Thrivent has experienced a lot of success with serving its Hispanic communities. And with the Tennessee and Alabama region, we don't have that service currently included. So we're not reaching those 5 to 4% of people, but they make up a lot of the faith-based fiduciary opportunities that lie in Thrivent's future. Many families and churches only speak Spanish, and there are small businesses and individuals that are lacking that financial voice and advice that Thrivent could meet. My proposal's main benefits could enhance the accessibility of financial services for Spanish-speaking clients, build trust and long-term relationships with the Hispanic community, and really differentiate Thrivent from other fiduciary advisors. So the first step in organizing a movement like this would be the training and onboarding. It's much cheaper to train current advisors in the Tennessee and Alabama network, costing around $700 to really reimburse those tests. And it will offer new opportunities and new churches that these advisors could interact with. Another way that Thrivent could take this is hiring new advisors that would specifically only speak Spanish, and it would cost around $8,000 per advisor to onboard them, and it would take a little bit longer for those benefits to really be shown. But collaborating with these churches and creating like a brand of trust and loyalty would cost around $10,000 per church or area. Developing marketing tools would cost around $8,000 for each area. But we're going to look at the timeline to see where Thrivent could really see these benefits. In 3 months, they could be researching these language acquisition tools along with how they can alter their job postings to really gather the best talent and get the resources that people need in the hands of the people that need that. And in 6 months, they could roll out this training and onboarding. And in 1 year, they could finally be meeting with these communities and experiencing the benefits of interacting with a minority community. After this year or 2 years of work, they could experience an ongoing growth and really differentiate themselves from the other services that are being offered to the Hispanic community that aren't exactly tailored to them. The success of Houston serves as like a compelling blueprint for the scalability and effectiveness, and I'm confident this proposal can lead to meaningful connections and mutual success in those communities, and I welcome the opportunity to discuss the initiative further and work towards successful implementation. And now I'm going to pass it over to Matt.
Thanks, Zach. So another way that we discovered Thrivent can not only help the community, but also attract more clients is by partnering with rehabilitation centers in the Tennessee and Alabama area. Addiction is not only a personal and emotional challenge, but also a financial burden. People struggling with addiction often face significant financial difficulties, compounded by job loss, medical costs, and the expenses associated with treatment and recovery. These financial struggles can be overwhelming and also can stand in the way of their long-term recovery goals. The estimated cost to partner with these rehab centers is estimated to be between $10,000 and $30,000. This would cover designing workshops tailored to individuals in recovery, creating specialized curriculum to address both addiction-related and general financial challenges, and also partnering with rehab facilities to deliver the program effectively. And then just some potential partnerships in this area include Cumberland Heights, Southeast Addiction Centers, Recovery Unplugged, Tulip Hill Recovery, and many more that we're not mentioning here today. People in recovery are frequently dealing with both addiction and financial stress. A report from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration estimated that the financial cost of addiction in the United States is $740 billion annually. Part of this is due to crime, loss of productivity, and health issues. This is a huge cost, and many of those affected are seeking ways to rebuild their lives. Financial strain is also closely linked to relapse. A study published by the National Library of Medicine found a direct link between changes in financial strain and the likelihood of heavy drinking, particularly among older men. The odds ratio of this relationship was found to be 1.31. Thrivent has an opportunity to step in and address this gap by providing financial literacy and financial planning services that will help individuals along their financial journey and also their recovery journey. Despite the clear benefits of financial education, research shows a gap in the financial advising industry. And the Ohio Securities Division found that despite the fact that 1 in 13 Ohioans suffer from addiction, only 1% of financial advisors reporting having clients that struggle with addiction. This is a huge opportunity for Thrivent to step in and serve an underserved population, which will not only help people, but it will also create positive word of mouth that will attract other people not only suffering from addiction, but people who just need financial advice in general. And now I would like to turn it over to Stephen to address our last proposal.
I'm Stephen Wilhelm, and I focused on a partnership between Thrivent and Young Life. Financial literacy is crucial, but only 22% of U.S. high school graduates complete a financial literacy course, and over 75% of young adults aged 18 to 24 lack basic financial skills, which can lead to long-term struggles. Our focus is on Young Life participants in Tennessee and Alabama, equipping them with vital tools like budgeting, saving, and managing debt. The goal is to close the financial literacy gap through workshops and mentorships, giving these young individuals skills for a strong financial future while positioning Thrivent as a trusted community partner. Our program has three main parts to ensure it makes a real difference. First, interactive workshops will teach budgeting, saving, and financial decision-making using hands-on activities and digital tools to keep things fun and practical. An example of a workshop that Thrivent could host is a budgeting boot camp where participants work in small groups and are given fictional incomes, expenses, and goals, and create budgets for surprise expenses and decide how to save for larger goals like college or their first car. Second, mentorships will be key. Thrivent advisors will act as personal coaches, helping participants apply what they learn to their own lives. And finally, follow-up sessions will provide extra support and resources to participants so they can continue to build their financial success over time. The program's cost is estimated at $80,000 to $100,000. Most of this will go toward training mentors, creating materials like workbooks and digital tools, and covering event expenses such as venues, travel, and meals. Marketing to Young Life chapters will also be included in that budget. We plan to start with 5 to 10 Young Life chapters, reaching about 500 to 1,000 participants. This program will not only give young people the skills they need for financial independence, but also strengthen Thrivent's role as a trusted community partner.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our proposal today. We hope you will consider these proposals and then come back to us. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and God bless you.
Thank you,
God
guys.
bless.
God
Thank you.
bless.
Thank you.